A Pennsylvania lawmaker is putting Maryland on blast, saying lawmakers need to step up to address the energy crisis and find a way to generate more energy in the state. She says Maryland's policies are putting a strain on Pennsylvania. Fox 25's Jessica Babb is live showing us why she's calling our state irresponsible. Jessica.
So as we've been reporting, Maryland imports about 40% of its energy, a lot of that coming from Pennsylvania. And the lawmaker I spoke with says Pennsylvania residents shouldn't have to pay the price for what she's calling poor policies in Maryland. On the grid, we're all connected, and a lot of energy that's created travels from state to state, especially when a state like Pennsylvania produces more energy than it uses. That energy often getting sent to Maryland, which isn't producing enough.
I think Maryland has to step up.
Maryland already imports about 40% of its energy. With the closure of power plants like Brandon Shores on the horizon and the demand for energy only increasing.
That amount of energy that Maryland's going to need to import is just going to increase dramatically.
Pennsylvania lawmaker Senator Kristin Phillips-Hill, who represents a district right over the Maryland line, says something's gotta give.
Governor Moore likes to tout that he is green and Maryland's green, and nothing could be further from the truth. Absolutely nothing could be further from the truth. Maryland is not green. Maryland is irresponsible.
Despite Maryland working towards significantly reducing greenhouse gases and emissions with the Climate Solutions Act, and Governor Wes Moore outlining his goal of generating 100% clean energy by 2035, which officials in his own energy administration have said
it is extremely, extremely unlikely.
Senator Phillips-Hill points out that energy from Pennsylvania, much of which is coming from generators in her district, includes natural gas, nuclear energy, and coal. And to make sure that energy can be transported from one place to the next, that means new transmission lines and power projects like the Cuffs Run hydroelectric project, which would include the construction of a massive dam and turbines, impacting farms, forests, and waterways.
And my district is under constant threat for these energy projects that are really directly correlated to the failed energy policies that Maryland has pursued.
Projects which ratepayers in Pennsylvania will be on the hook for.
You can't continue to just go off and live in some fantasy land citing these major energy consuming facilities and not cite baseload energy generation. You have to hold up your fair share of this grid.
With renewable energy sources simply not producing enough energy, energy officials in Maryland say nuclear will likely be the best path forward.
Hopefully be introducing the bill a leadership package that includes.
But as Maryland lawmakers scramble to find a solution this session to address the state's energy crisis, Senate President Bill Ferguson says
ultimately, it is to increase domestic generation of energy in Maryland through an all of the above approach, as well as make it easier for projects to site and exist in Maryland in a thoughtful way, while also encouraging renewables.
And while generating more energy in the state could still take years to set up, Phillips-Hill says energy comes down to an equation.
You have to be able to replace the amount of energy that you generate from those facilities that you're shutting down, so that you can continue to meet the needs of your energy consumers. The math just doesn't work.
And again, this is a complex issue, but many lawmakers on both sides of the aisle here in Maryland are pushing energy-related bills this session and acknowledge that this is an issue. And a few weeks ago, I talked with the chair of the House Economic Matters Committee, and he says his goal is to leave session with a long-term energy plan. Live in Baltimore, Jessica Babb, Fox 45 News.
I'm Kai Jackson. Thank you for watching. Here's another video to watch. Also, please take a moment to subscribe to our channel.